Welcome to Nucleus, the podcast covering America's top leaders in business and culture. I'm your host, Tripwire. Today on the show, the story of how a former Google executive made one of tech's most controversial billion-dollar bets on a struggling social media platform. Last week marked a fascinating milestone. It's been nearly 9 years since Marissa Mayer left Yahoo. And here's the thing that should make every ambitious leader pause. Yahoo's sale to Verizon for less than $5 billion wasn't the failure story everyone thinks it was. It was something more instructive. It was a masterclass in why brilliant execution can't overcome structural impossibility. Mayer took over a company hemorrhaging talent and relevance in 2012, dramatically improved almost every operational metric, shipped dozens of beautiful products, and still watched the core business decline year after year. The stock tripled, sure, but that was Alibaba's doing, not Yahoo's turnaround. So why does this matter in 2026? Because right now, dozens of legacy tech companies and traditional businesses are trying to execute their own transformations, pouring resources into AI initiatives and digital pivots, and most of them are about to learn the same expensive lesson Mayer did. You can't product design your way out of a strategic dead end. Marissa Mayer's story starts at Stanford in the late 90s, studying symbolic systems, this interdisciplinary blend of computer science, linguistics, and psychology that basically predicted how tech would evolve. She graduates with 14 job offers, including McKinsey, which is the safe, prestigious path. Instead, she chooses a 20-person startup operating above a bike shop called Google. Employee number 20, first female engineer. This decision reveals something crucial about her approach. She valued impact and product work over structure and prestige. That choice would define both her greatest successes and her eventual limitations. At Google, Mayer becomes legendary. She's the gatekeeper of the homepage, personally reviewing every pixel, every product launch, every design decision. She leads development of Google Images, Google News, Google Maps, Gmail. She's working 100-hour weeks, running A/B tests on 41 shades of blue, building a reputation for intense attention to detail and product excellence. By 2005, she's vice president of search products and user experience, leading hundreds of people. But here's what's interesting. By 2012, her trajectory at Google has plateaued. She's passed over for bigger roles. YouTube goes to someone else. The top executive positions go to others. She's incredibly successful, but stuck. Then Yahoo calls. They're on their 5th CEO in 5 years. The company's in freefall, revenue declining, talent fleeing, no strategic direction, completely demoralized. They offer her the CEO job at 37 years old, while she's 6 months pregnant, which becomes this whole media circus about women executives and pregnancy. She takes it, and this is the pivot point that defines everything that follows. She's leaving success for crisis, leaving a company that knows how to win for one that's forgotten how. The question is, why? The answer tells you everything about her leadership philosophy. Mayer believed that product excellence could solve almost any business problem. It's what worked at Google. Build better products, hire great engineers, focus on user experience, and success follows. So she brings that playbook to Yahoo. She eliminates remote work, which creates massive controversy, but is designed to rebuild collaborative culture. She offers Google-style perks, free food, new phones, redesigned offices. She goes on an acquisition spree, buying over 50 companies, including Tumblr, for $1.1 billion. She ships dozens of mobile apps with gorgeous design. She personally reviews product details, just like at Google. And here's the thing. It actually works, sort of. Employee morale improves dramatically in the first year. Yahoo starts recruiting talent from Google and Facebook again. Mobile traffic increases substantially. The apps are genuinely beautiful and functional. By traditional operational metrics, she's executing well. The stock price triples during her tenure. Sounds like success, right? Except the core business keeps declining. Revenue falls from $5 billion in 2012 to $4.4 billion by 2016. Yahoo's losing market share in every category. The Tumblr acquisition becomes a disaster. Purchased for over $1 billion, eventually sold for $3 million. The video content strategy burns cash without generating returns. Multiple rounds of layoffs, including 15% of the workforce in 2016. Then, massive data breaches affecting 3 billion accounts get disclosed, dropping the acquisition price by $350 million.
Building a new product? Temez Labs takes you from napkin sketch to the App Store. Trusted by Fortune 500s for quality, security, and speed. Book your free strategy session at temez.ai.
In 2017, Verizon buys Yahoo's operating business for less than $5 billion, a fraction of what Yahoo was worth at its peak. The stock appreciation everyone celebrated, almost entirely driven by Alibaba's stake, not Yahoo's operations. Mayer departs. The turnaround failed. But here's where it gets interesting. This wasn't a failure of execution. Mayer executed her strategy well. The failure was strategic. She brought a product improvement playbook to a structural disruption problem. Yahoo's challenge wasn't that its products were ugly or slow. The challenge was that the entire portal model of the internet was obsolete. Google had better search technology and superior advertising targeting. Facebook had the social graph. Specialized apps did everything better than Yahoo's something for everyone approach. No amount of design polish or mobile apps could change the fundamental reality that users didn't need Yahoo anymore. So what can we actually learn from this? Because the easy take is Marissa Mayer failed at Yahoo, but that misses the deeper lessons about leadership, strategy, and organizational change. First lesson: product excellence doesn't equal business success. Mayer improved Yahoo's products dramatically. The mobile apps were legitimately good. User experience got better. Design was modern and clean. But none of that mattered because she never answered the fundamental question: why should users choose Yahoo over specialized alternatives? What unique value does Yahoo provide that Google, Facebook, or focused apps don't provide better? This aligns with Michael Porter's work on competitive strategy. Sustainable advantage requires differentiation or cost leadership, not just quality. Before you invest millions in improving your product, validate that product quality is actually the constraint. Ask yourself, if we build the perfect version of this, does our business model work? And do we have a defensible position? Sometimes the problem isn't execution, it's the entire premise. Second lesson: culture change requires structural alignment, not perks. Mayer tried to transform Yahoo's culture through visible changes: free food, new phones, eliminating remote work, Friday all-hands meetings. Some of this helped morale, temporarily. But culture isn't about perks. It's about what gets rewarded, what gets punished, how decisions get made, and whether the structure supports the behavior you want. Yahoo's bureaucracy, slow decision-making, and risk-averse middle management didn't change because employees got free lunch. Edgar Schein's research on organizational culture shows that real culture change requires aligning artifacts, values, and underlying assumptions, plus changing the systems that reinforce old behaviors. If you want different culture, change the incentive structures, decision rights, and organizational design. The rest is just decoration. Third lesson: strategic repositioning beats operational improvement. This is the big one. Mayer focused on operational excellence, better products, better talent, better execution. All necessary, none sufficient. What Yahoo needed was fundamental strategic repositioning. Should Yahoo have become a focused media company and abandoned the portal model? Should it have sold earlier to Microsoft or another acquirer? Should it have returned cash to shareholders and managed decline gracefully? These strategic questions matter more than operational execution. Clayton Christensen's work on disruption shows that when business models get disrupted, operational improvements in the old model rarely save you. You need different strategy, not better execution of failing strategy. The hardest leadership challenge is recognizing when you need strategic transformation versus operational improvement, and having the courage to admit your core business might not be salvageable. Here's the framework that ties this together. The turnaround research from Harvard Business School shows that successful corporate turnarounds require both operational restructuring and strategic repositioning. Mayer did the operational part well, but never achieved strategic repositioning. That's not entirely her fault. Yahoo's board, shareholders, and competitive position all constrained her options. But it's the lesson. When you're leading transformation, operational improvements buy you time and credibility, but strategy determines whether you survive.
Oh, hey, friend. Do you like what you're hearing? Now you can have a ridiculously amazing podcast, too. Check out holler.studio to get yourself one today.
One more thing worth noting. Mayer faced scrutiny that male CEOs in similar situations didn't face. Every decision got analyzed through gender lens. Her pregnancy, her maternity leave, the nursery next to her office, her fashion choices, all became news in ways that had nothing to do with business performance. She handled it with remarkable composure, but it's worth acknowledging that women leaders, especially in tech, operate under different rules and different scrutiny. That's not an excuse for strategic mistakes, but it's context that matters. So what's Marissa Mayer doing now? She's running Sunshine, a consumer tech startup focused on contact management and photo sharing. Back to building products, back to startups, back to what she loves. The Yahoo chapter taught expensive lessons, but they're lessons worth learning. Here's what you need to remember. First, validate your strategic premise before optimizing execution. Brilliant execution of flawed strategy just gets you to the wrong destination faster. Second, culture change requires changing systems and structures, not just symbols and perks. Third, recognize whether you need operational improvement or strategic transformation, because they require completely different approaches. The bottom line? Marissa Mayer's Yahoo tenure wasn't a failure of leadership. It was a demonstration that even great leaders can't overcome structural impossibility. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is admit that no amount of effort will save a fundamentally broken position. And sometimes the smartest move is recognizing that before you spend 5 years and billions of dollars learning it the hard way. That's not pessimism. That's strategy. Thank you for listening to Nucleus. You can show our podcast team some love with 5 stars and a follow. Stay hungry, stay foolish.
Grep News. Thomas.